At least 5 rounds. That's my hope for them. You know, even more would be wonderful, but we'll see.
And again, for those of you that don't know, Bonchan, who was previously on Ultralight in this tournament, is now on Spectrum. So that's a change made here. And Empty is emergency subbing. And on the side of Rendezvous, we have Jewel stepping in here. And Brigaderman. So, 2 subs on both sides, but nonetheless, both teams looks like they're ready to get into this one.
I like that name, Brigaderman.
Yeah, Brigaderman. Are we gonna see a Vision Chamber versus Wild Ray Chamber? Uh-oh.
Oh, I don't think Vision wants to do that.
You think so? He's been talking about it in the chat, so I don't know.
I mean, I think the Cypher is a better pick there, yeah.
Empty on Raze.
Empty on Raze? I would have preferred to see them put Empty on Viper. Because like I have experience playing with Empty, and I personally have taught Empty how to play Viper on Bind. So I would have loved to see her there. But I'm interested to see how her Raze is.
Yeah, that's a good point. Those are 2 very different styles too, Viper and Raze. I mean, you know, if Viper is a strong suit of hers, I definitely think that would have been a place. But I know Noob's their controller as well on the side of Spectrum, so it looks like they're trying to keep their, you know, starting members on their comfort roles and then trying to have their substitute flex, which can be a questionable decision sometimes actually when you think about it, because the players on your roster know the strats, they know the structure, so there's some expendable utility you can have there. Whereas when you bring your sub in, they don't know these things, so putting them in a comfort role is usually what you want to prioritize, but that's why I'm excited to see how this works out with Empty then. Now with these two comps actually, Faye, I was going to ask, so we have 2 different Sentinels. We have Cypher on one side, Chamber on one side, and then for the Initiators, we've got Gecko on one and Sky on one. What do you think the juxtaposition is going to play out in these 2 comps?
So let's see, on Sentinel, right? I think Cypher is definitely a little bit more useful, but with Wild Ram Chamber, everyone knows he's a really good Chamber player, so he's gonna make that work.
Yeah.
But with the Initiators, so Sky and Gecko are both very viable on this map, right? Gecko on, usually you want to have him on A site, you know, throwing that flash up for long, or sorry, B site, B site throwing that flash up for long. But really, on defense, that's the only place that he's really useful. Whereas Sky, you could have her anywhere. You could have her taking space in showers. You could have her long. You could have her flashing out of hookah. So I definitely think the Sky is a little bit better here.
Very well said. I actually agree with all of that, because the thing is, like, it looks like both of these teams are still playing into Viper even though the nerfs came through. I think she's still such a viable agent on this map too, and I like that both teams are still seeing that value. So I'm excited to see how both teams actually play her. And here we go, folks. It's time to get into this one. Pistol round, 10 seconds left on the clock, and the pressure is here, honestly, for Spectrum.
There you go. I believe in them.
Yeah.
I believe.
And here we are. A very conventional round here. You see the call of Wild Ray playing forward towards the site. And this is how Rendezvous usually like to play their pistols. And right now, Spectrum taking it very slow on the affair. Looking to deny the orb here. Paint shell's not going to land. This Noob, the tip of the spear towards this hookah presence. And right now, it's Empty, making a lot of pressure over here towards Long. But there are 4 here for the side of Rendezvous. This is so dangerous, the crossfire here, and they go through, and the crossfire goes their way. Noob landing both shots, and right now 2 left on the site. Brigaderman backing up here, Empty, looking to make a go of this one right now through the smoke. And there it is, triple clicks do land, and right now Spectrum are coming out on top with this pistol. 4 left standing, and Wild Ray with the headhunter in hand.
Spike planted.
And only 6 bullets. Faye, wow.
That was well played by them. I mean... They ran straight into 4 people, and they made it out alive.
Yeah. That scares me too, though, because the stack was here for Rendezvous, the read, and they still didn't win the fight. But Wild Ray in the clutch. Sometimes he's good for these, but Noob getting ahead of that one there. And the pistol conversion. Yeah.
Oh.
Wow.
Shooting some bodies.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Wow. I mean... you definitely wouldn't have expected Spectrum to be able to pull out of that, you know, whenever there's 4 stacked on the site. But they did it, and they played definitely well in terms of that retake with Wildray, because you know he's good with that headhunter. You don't want to take that fight 1 by 1. So they played that really well.
Yeah, I totally agree here. And you see the protocol coming out from Rendezvous in the second round too. Close range guns are looking to make a 5-man stack towards A. But look at the passive setup right now from Spectrum. They're playing this game so patiently so far because they're gathering the early round info. They know Rendezvous would like to take space like that. They understand the early round patterns of Rendezvous, and they're taking that to their advantage. The pressure comes towards Vision there on the flank. Not able to close that one out, and Noob. Second point of contact here, but going to back up and calm to his team that most of them are on the flank here, so they're going to be able to get this plant down on B. It's a free site. They have the gun advantage, so Rendezvous are going to try to stack bodies here and do any eco damage that they can and try to recover some guns. And the hit coming through, going towards this retake here, empty. First point of contact on the site here. The drop smoke going through right there. Lands one on the foe here, and Noob to get the trade. And right now, Jewel left on the site here. Does have a Vandal in hand. And the Molly comes through. And the spam and the Viper util. I mean, it looks so layered right now from Spectrum. Yeah. Wow,
I
Fae.
think I said it last time. Their post plant looked really good. Like, as long as they can get that bomb down, they have the lineups, they have the strats to hold that bomb down. I think Rendezvous definitely need to try their best to prevent that bomb from going down. Oh, Spectrum.
I'm loving this.
I am too. This is so fun.
We almost didn't have this matchup today.
I'm so glad that we do.
Yeah. Uh-oh. First blood there for Wildray. Still posted up on the angle here, looking for the showers control. And right now, you see the info gather early round for Spectrum. And they're changing the way that pressure looks each time as well. You see the stack towards shower this time. Trying to find out what the setup is here going into the rifle rounds. So far, a man goes down in the process. This mid-round is so quiet. You can hear a pin drop.
Yeah. You had the Gator Man switch over to A site and throw that flash so they know there's no one in A main anymore.
It's good info, but right now, not a lot of utility is really showing presence for Spectrum. So it looks like Rendezvous are looking to hold so far, but Wildray making a call here. You can see the rotations. You can see him getting antsy because we're getting so late in the round that they're expecting the plant to come through pretty soon. But Hoagie Bear's still towards A with this spike right now. And there it is. The TP comes through. They went for a B fake there. Now it's only Wildray on site. But they can get a pretty fast retake if they come in early enough. Throwing the wingman onto the spike here. Short presence is known, and so far, very awkward take here for the side of Spectrum, but it will come through nonetheless. And Wildray creeping around the sky smoke. The first point of contact coming soon, but Foe winning out that first gunfight. Going to be punished off the angle on site there, but Bonchan to get the trade. He's going to capitalize off that, and right now, 3v4. Man advantage on the side of Rendezvous. Jewel taking top truck here. Spike tap does come through. They're going to have to peek onto the angle to confirm the tap at some point. And there it is. The Gator landing the shot there, and 2 HP left on Bonchan, and that's not enough. And presumably playing for the lineups here, and it wasn't enough. Yep. An interesting round there, Faye.
Yeah, I think the patience from Rendezvous was what they needed there. You know, they did have that sky rotate to get some info, but other than that, they held their ground, and they held it well. So, good job. I liked the idea from Spectrum, but, you know, Wildray's, I don't know, he's confident in his abilities, so he's gonna hold down that site. He's gonna stay there. He's gonna try to get his picks. Even if he does die, he's getting his pick before he does.
For sure. And once again, you see that pressure coming towards Shower from the side of Spectrum. They want to dissect what Rendezvous are trying to do in this space, but it's a different setup here. You see Wildray towards B this time, and that's also where the stack is right now. very light on the side of A, and it's looking like Spectrum are going to try to read into this one. Empty clearing the quarters. Sky Smoke comes through from heaven. Coming onto the angle. The paint shell to temporarily deny, but right now they're aware of the positioning backside. Wingman does come through, but Jewel taking it down, and Hoagie Bear capitalizing off that paint shell, forced off the angle. And right now, that wall there, Faye, on short, actually just saved Empty's life. Foe is posted up on the angle, but he got 3 into the round already. As I say that, an orbital strike in hand right now. He's looking for the ace. Gonna tap one of the spike here, but right now there's a thrash available on the side of Spectrum. Are they gonna invest it here? I don't think they heard the tap come through.
I think the orbital strike definitely covered that up. I could barely hear it on my side. Can imagine they couldn't hear it over their comms. Foe popped off.
Yeah.
No. Love to see that coming from like a support player. You know, he's on smokes and he can still get those big rounds out. Good.
Yep.
I think we need to see another fast hit from Spectrum. They seem to do best whenever they're being quick.
Info over here towards long for Rendezvous. Posted up right now. Passive setup towards long for Spectrum. To deny the info early round. Ill Vision can almost get caught out there. And right now, Wild Ray not able to even use the Rendezvous to get out of position. Does get caught there. Brigader Man looking for a follow-up, but he doesn't get it. And already, everything in his utility kit used into this round. Seekers and heal left in his kit. And right now, it's Bonchan and his teammate moving up onto this position. The Thrash going to come through. And right now, Brigader Man onto the angle. He gets hit with the Thrash, and they take him down. And right now, the bodies are just falling for the side of Rendezvous. Ill Vision going down there in CT from Empty. Makes it even harder going into this retake. And right now, 5v2 on the side of Spectrum. And look at this lurk from Noob. Faye, he's so deep.
Oh my gosh. No way they let him get up that far.
Wow.
They don't know.
So good right now.
They don't know.
Yep.
Wow. That was a great
flawless.
work from Noob.
Yeah.
I think whenever you're in that Viper position, your lurk ability has to be perfect, right? Timing is so important, and Noob showed that he knows how to do that.
Yeah. And they struggled with that last round, or last time they went up against Rendezvous, right? The lurks.
I think their practice and their scrims are definitely showing that it's worth the effort. Yeah. Rendezvous are stacking A this time.
Smoke's down.
So far, both teams looking for that short contact as well. Wild Ray posted up in a different off angle here than we're used to. Going to see that cross towards short. And you see them already re-clearing towards this B space off that A contact. Spectrum looking really layered already into this game. But it's a solo affair here from Empty in the hookah. With the player here, this would be punished easily, but they're so confident. And once again, this positioning is the same here for Brigader Man too. With that hookah control, you can see Wild Ray calling for rotations towards B. Brigader Man going for one, and he does. That time capitalizing off the guiding light.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh, and he gets caught out.
I know exactly.
This is crazy, Faye, because this time it's a double lurk. They're just adding layers to this right now for Spectrum. Last time it was just Viper. This time it's Viper and Cypher. Because they know Wild Ray's confident enough to tell his team to rotate and leave himself there at the site. They're aware of that.
I mean, I expected they were going to get shot in the back, but Wild Ray with his headhunter.
Yep. And U-Haul control here. Still gain for the side of Spectrum. The flash going to come through, forcing Foe off the angle here. And right now the pressure's on his back in showers. But 2 kills go on the side of Rendezvous here. And right now the round is looking in their favor here. Ill Vision landing the wall bang. And right now Noob left in showers. And no answer there. So 4 left standing for Rendezvous. And a 3rd on the board. But still a very close and tense affair, Faye.
I mean, going into that round, right, you saw that Wild Ray was taken out early. So, I mean, honestly, it looked like Spectrum had that round in the bag, but Rendezvous, they were able to bring that back. That retake was next to perfect. They didn't lose a single body after that. I think I can see why they stack. You know, their retakes are good, so I think the stacking works pretty well for them.
Right now, a big tool in hand for the side of Spectrum. They do have an orbital strike, so presumably going into this round, going to invest that to take control of the site here. But once again, you see a very passive setup. They're looking for any proactivity, any mistakes by Rendezvous. They're going to hold there. The dink goes on to Foe from Empty. It looks like they want to hit the site here because of that. But the second point of contact comes through, and it's Jewel, putting Empty down to 2 HP and weakening this side. And the wallbang comes through. Nicely done. And that gives them a man advantage going into this retake.
Looks like that rotate is being called. Noob has a lot of space.
Toxins going up.
And it's impressive too, because they were getting shut down by Wild Ray's Lurk on Sunset the last time they played against Rendezvous. So it's nice to see that Noob really leaned into that, is trying to give them a taste of their own medicine. And it's working so far. He's made the space and he knows the lack of presence on B. So that's why they're calling for that rotation to come here. He's going to have to take a 1v1 with Wild Ray here. Landed onto the Dizzy, but Wild Ray still landing the one tap. What is that shot?
Wow.
He's still posted up in the angle, taking a second one there, and Hoagie Bear gone down here, but the bomb's still going to be planted, and Wild Ray is still standing on the site, and he's dangerous. Right now, you see the Molotov in the hand of Bonchan and Vision trying to cover him here through the sky smoke. Pink Shell's going to come through to deny the angle. The pings from the teammates, and is desperate through the smoke. Foe going to land it down, and Brigader Man to push it. And a 4th round on the board, and a flawless at that one for Rendezvous.
Yet again with that retake. I think something that might save them is whenever they have that lurk from Viper, right? I think before they rotate over to Viper, if they do call that rotate, Viper getting a pick. I think Viper getting a pick would save them quite a bit because it puts that retake like at a disadvantage.
Can I get a drop? Thanks.
Regardless, a really close game so far.
Yeah.
Satchel out. Here.
Going in around 8 here. We do have the Viper's Pit and the Showstopper on the side of Spectrum. The Showstopper here for Rendezvous, so gonna be a scrappy round at this one, going into this hit. And this time the stack is on A for Rendezvous. Spectrum coming into the angles, trying to get the split going here, but they're stopped by all the util. And here it is, Empty, investing into the Showstopper early into this round, going to the take. And Jewel gonna take her down before it lands here. And Foe getting 2 through the smoke there at Heaven.
Someone's there.
Helping them land those kills, and right now it's just Vision towards the short position, and Hoagie Bear with anything towards Showers, trying to grasp. It is a 2v3 here, but the HP is low, and it's looking very unlikely.
Being very patient. Wild Ray waiting for the rotate.
Uh-oh. You see Rendezvous not giving them any 1v1s. Trying to force any mistakes here. And so far, Brigader Man gonna catch him out over there. But right now, Ill Vision playing patiently over there towards Heaven, capitalizing off the angle. And right now, Vision left in a 1v3. Seeing if he can take this down, but he's 46 HP. This is looking so unlikely, but Brigader Man, if he's gonna be the first point of contact, this is a pick he can get, but Wild Ray is closing in on this flank right now. And there it is. That's it.
Great round by Rendezvous. think something to point out there was Jewel. You know, Jewel was very patient, waiting for that showstopper to come through, and she lost her life, but she was able to take out the other Rays before doing so. That was great. What do you think is being said in this timeout?
Probably a pace change. I think you're right. Some of the faster rounds are better for Spectrum here, only because I think that the slow play was working for them at the beginning. I mean, it won them pistol in the second round, but I think a pace change will help the confidence here because they're starting to become sitting ducks in the mid round. And I think it's giving Rendezvous a lot of opportunities to call rotations that kind of stop the push before it comes. I think that's one of the things that's missing from Spectrum. So they're going to have to add that layer into this game if they want to come back into it, because you don't want Rendezvous to start stringing rounds together because they will run away with the game.
I definitely agree. I think that a pace change will be great for them. You know, do a hard hit. Figure out where Wild Ray is. You know, get some info about where he's at. Don't hit that site. He will get some early picks if you hit that site. I think his retake is a little weaker than his hold on site. And especially now he's pulling out the op.
That's a good spot.
Yeah, that's a good point actually, because they're doing a lot of contact plays right now. You do not want to go into an op on a contact play. Three over here towards B. And so far, look, they're already in hookah. Both teams right now playing super reserved with the utility. Not a lot of utility has to be used in these early rounds for either of these teams. And right now, that gives Spectrum an open opportunity all the time at the beginning of these rounds to take this early space. And empty. Getting ready to go into the site. There it is, the Dizzy to come out. Last pack on the site right now. Looking for the site player, and there it is, Jewel. Going down here. And there's the open site. And this is that pace change we were talking about, Faye. They got onto the site very early, forcing the retake super quickly here. And right now, the Thrash going to come through. Going to get taken down from the players in defender spawn. And with the Mosh there, presumably it looks like Spectrum's going to try to keep a hold of this site very early. The stun's coming through, and right now, support not given too early. Yep. Orbital strike coming through, and there it is. Noob onto the angle. Landing shots on the two of them there. And right now, it's a 3v2. Exposed to elbow there. He's aware of the opening. The Gatorman and Vision going into this one. And right now, you see them. The way they're moving their crosshairs and the way they're going fast around the angles. It's desperate. And on the reload, Bonchan gonna catch him out. There it is.
Yeah, that's exactly what we were waiting for. I mean, the pace change worked out perfectly for them. I think the hard hits seem to be best for them. I do think that, you know, they can't just lean too hard into that. They're going to need to go slow some rounds. Yeah. But whenever they do that, they need to pick up the pace once they decide what they're doing.
Yep. I like that, because that layer, I definitely saw that round and it worked out well for them. And already changing it up to A. Have they been going A, B, A, B?
Maybe.
I feel like there's a little pattern here. And there it is. Same pace of this round, but this time, not able to find the opening onto Jewel. Empty gonna go down. Spike in hand, though, and he's already deep into this angle, and Jewel landing a second one. And this time, making really good work of playing onto the site here. Now that smoke coming through is very curious, so presumably going to try to take some hookah control here, or U-Haul rather, for the side of Spectrum, and there it is. He's got bomb in hand, though. He's so deep here. Might get punished on this angle, but Spectrum getting caught out in this mid-round, and the pacing looks so awkward from them at this point. Foe making a footstep in the U-Haul here. Hoagie Bear looking for the kill, and there it is. Does land it. That's another kill. They're going to have to get a rotation here because they know the rotations came through. But Jewel, she's watching this angle. She still wants blood. There it is. Got the TP through.
30 seconds left.
Ooh, Faye, ill vision.
Ill vision. They're not going to check garden.
Nope. But that cage. Oh, he doesn't spam it. His crosshair was right on him.
Give me a corpse.
Wait, but they still don't check it.
He doesn't want to give away his positioning.
Yeah, this is smart from him.
Yep.
There it is. Oh my goodness. Unlucky for Jewel there. She invested the showstopper.
Thanks.
She's like, give me the bomb. I just wasted my ult.
Yeah.
Shame.
So,
Love
gonna start stacking up on those ult orbs pretty early. Try to get another showstopper here in this half. But honestly, I like the idea there in that clutch Fae, honestly. It looked pretty possible, but that garden position is so good late game.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's definitely something that we're going to see them clear from now on, which we should. And if they don't start clearing it, I might be a little concerned. Let's see. Hill Vision ready to ult out Belong. Okay. I think we see that pretty often. So.
Grenade.
And this time the hit is coming back to A, though. You're going to try to make another go of this one. This is the second A round here. They didn't switch it up this time, but it's so labored there on the entry. And Jewel still taking down 2 into this entry. She's looking really good. The adjustments off of losing sight that one round on B. You see the confidence coming right back through for the exec mitigation and Foe to land on the Hoagie Bear there, and it's Bonchan with 45 HP left in a clutch. So far this half, I mean, it wasn't dominant from Rendezvous, but they're definitely going to come out on top of this one. So going into the second half, Spectrum are going to have to find a pistol or something and try to get that last round of this attack.
Let's see. Ooh.
Ooh.
He gets his pick.
Volley.
Former
Does he
ultralight player.
play save?
30 seconds left.
Yep, he plays for the save here. Pretty smart. He's broke.
Yeah.
Ten seconds left.
Just gonna chill and spawn, take a look at the scenery.
Ill Vision still casually in his Viper's pit.
He's not giving it up. And I think now is when we should see
in the half.
Spectrum go a little slower again. You know, see if they can play for a pick. Thinking Rendezvous might be, you know, a little more confident. They might try to take some space. I don't know, I want to see them play for picks. I want to see them contact up, you know, get that first pick, and then I want to see them exec quickly off of that.
Yeah. That's a similar style that was working for them on pistol as well. It looks like the game plan is the same into this round, but trademark to deal with in the hookah this time. Now notice Rendezvous don't like to play into hookah a lot. I notice they usually leave that space very clear, so with Spectrum being aware of that. Looks like a soul read is coming through though. Without even an ounce of contact on B, they're going to rotate towards A here.
Well, I'm sure they heard that trademark, and they know that Wild Ray is ulted right now.
Yep.
Smart.
Good call. Yeah. No spots coming through. Getting through the Viper utility here. And right now, the pace of the round starts to speed up. You see them taking control of the site, and there it is empty this time once again. Getting raised, dipped onto the site there, but this time Jewel going to go down to the orbital strike. And so the hit coming through is very good from Spectrum here, because the utility capitalizing off of that.
30 seconds left.
Wingman to get the plant down, and the Viper's Pit already invested early into this, but the Seeker's going to come through in the Neural Theft to counter it, but Bonchan caught in a very awkward position here, going to get out of dodge. And right now it's a 3v3. But Wild Ray adding insult to injury there. Going to take Bonchan down after the spam, and Noob gets one there through the Viper's Pit. We're going to back off the angle, and right now Ill Vision spots the head of Vision there. An awkward engagement here, but Noob looking to help him out here. Reload comes through, but he gets ahead of it before he's even able to get it. And Wild Ray now stuck in a 1v2 here. Viper's Pit in hand, and the spike so low he's going to have to get a tap onto the spike to force out a position. Does find Noob here. Looking for the short positioning there. Does not land the shots. Going for the headhunter. Or tour de force rather, but Vision going to win out the fight. They needed that, Fae.
Switching
Yeah, they
sides.
did. It was a great round, great call. Whoever's IGLing today, I'm very, very happy with how they're playing this through.
Yeah.
Do we have any idea who that might be today?
I don't know. I would think maybe Bonchan because he comes from Ultralight, and you know I know they played around a lot of structure, but from what I've heard, Spectrum actually don't have an IGL right now. So
Interesting.
yeah, but presumably someone's vocal on this team though, just the way they're
Right.
moving about the map. Yeah.
They're playing this a lot smarter than what we've seen from them previously. So I
Yeah.
would be surprised if they didn't have someone IGLing them right now.
Bonne chance, mes amis.
A bit of a group up here towards short for the side of Rendezvous. With Spectrum making quick work of the shower control. Gonna grab the orb early in the round, and looks like their game plan is gonna try to grind this showstopper. But there's already full short control taken by Rendezvous, and Empty winning out 2 there
Spike
to
down
throw the paint
A.
shells to follow up. And right now it's a round looking really good for Spectrum. Empty struggling in that first half to get those entries towards the last round of the half, but making this entry look so good right now, and that's a third on the round. Headshot coming onto the swing from Wild Ray, and Empty looking for an ace here. Shot's gonna go through, but gonna get punished by Brigader Man. And right now, it's just Jewel and Brigader Man left into this clutch. Trailblazer gonna chase Noob away there. One Jewel coming in with the satchel, and Brigader Man actually helping her out here. And right now it comes to an even 2v2, but it's such low HP on the planter. So Brigader Man becomes the clutch factor here. One guiding light in hand. Nothing else to work with. As they start to scale this back site, they're getting very weary of where that second positioning is. They're aware where the planter is. And right now they're trying to clear the other positionings out.
One enemy remains.
Exhausting all their options, and he doesn't win that fight. And that alone is what puts this round now in the hands of Rendezvous. But Noob gonna have to move very quickly on this as the bomb starts to tick. But Brigader Man with 4 on the round, and the triple click comes through to land the pistol for Rendezvous in the second half.
Out of healing.
I really thought Spectrum was gonna pull that round through, but Brigader Man,
I know I didn't grab the spot.
yeah, I'm surprised that we don't see more of him. He's playing well.
Yeah. That was a wonderful round.
I'm a little disappointed that Spectrum didn't win that. You know, Empty got
Yes, sir.
3, this 2 right in the beginning. Let's see how they can do on their eco here.
And you see they're very interested in the shower space too. They're trying to grind this showstopper. You saw them put Empty in this position on round 1 and to go for the gunfights early. And again here in round 2. And they're already 2 off of that showstopper. Fight comes through, shots are labored there. And Wild Ray gonna get spammed through the sky smoke there. Bonchan not able to follow up and forced off the angle right now, but they're aware of where the presence is here on A. Jewel gonna double satchel right on in. And the presence there, Heaven, almost punishing her out of that one. 24 HP left, and the judge not landing, but Wild Ray does get that kill into showers. So right now that opens up this site for Rendezvous, but Noob looking onto the angle.
Spike planted.
Pulls out the headhunter. Lands a shot, and that's 3 on the round for Wild Ray. And so far, Rendezvous are making very quick work of this.
Last player standing.
Ooh. Oh, he's not gonna. Oh, is he going for the ace? He's going for the ace. He wants it. Get it. He deserves it. Oh, never mind.
Ooh,
Yeah.
man, he's probably really disappointed right now. I mean, wow. You know, they may be losing these rounds, but I'm just really proud of how Spectrum have played this so far.
Yep.
Rendezvous is a very good team. You know, they were losing some rounds, something I don't think anyone really anticipated, per se. But they're pulling it back. You know, they know how to adapt.
Going into the 15th round here. Spectrum gonna have to find where the changes come from. And once again, for the 3rd round in a row, going for that Showers Orb. Uncontested is empty. And the Showstopper's now in hand, but Wild Ray landing a shot onto the swing. Gonna get punished. That's the 2nd round now we saw Empty get punished with the aggression towards Showers. She's gonna have to get a little more discipline in that angle if they want it to be effective. Because so far, Rendezvous don't even need to fight for that space in order to get it. But Jewel, with the double blast pack back sight, goes down to the crossfire of Spectrum. What nice movement, though. Ooh, Huggy Bear. Let's try to get ahead of that one there. And right now, it's Vision and his friend Bonchan in U-Haul here. Gonna go down to the rifle of Wild Ray there. And right now, Noob left in a clutch situation. It's a 1v3. A possible one at that, but right now, the narrative is not looking good for Spectrum. Yeah, he's gonna save. Yep.
Understandably so. I think Spectrum have a good idea, right? You know, they want to get that showstopper. It's a big ult for them, especially when done properly. But their issue here is that they need to play together whenever they're fighting for that space, right?
Yep.
You can't be going and getting that orb by yourself. You need to make sure someone's holding you, you know. Have a flash, go out to see if anyone's out there first. And if they are, you can fight them. If they are, you can grab the orb and then you can back away. But, you know. They gotta play together more.
Yeah. Well said.
I'd like to
because
see
they're
the
getting
Gecko.
punished from it.
I'd like to see the Gecko playing with her, or maybe the Viper wall go up.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
Yeah, I was
tap
gonna
the
say-
orb and then get off.
Yeah.
Bait the
You want to
shots.
play? Let's play.
I wanted to piggyback off that because I noticed they are using a Sky Smoke every single time they go for that. But they have the Viper wall here. It was interesting that they were expending that utility.
Yeah. I'd prefer to save that Sky Smoke.
Yeah. Empty. I didn't like coming through. Gonna dodge it here. And right now, they're aware that all the numbers are here for the side of Rendezvous, but going for this rotation now makes it so that the stack of Spectrum is on this site, but they want to re-clear this space. And that's what we got to see in these mid rounds. But when it looks like the showstopper is going to come through for Hookah. Oh, ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Oh, Jewel gets away with the blast pack and Brigader Man to trade it out. Wow. That was an awkward moment there.
A little bit.
Rosa.
Spike planted.
Rosa. It's okay.
Wild Ray. Oh.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. He's feeling it. And you see that in the rounds too. It's 10-5 now. Rendezvous are definitely back in form here. Honestly, if Spectrum won pistol, this game would have looked a lot different right now. If they
I
won the
agree.
second pistol. Yeah. Gonna die to the spike here for economy reasons. No question marks in the chat.
I'm no doctor, but I can
I
patch a bullet
think,
hole or two. Let me know if you need healing.
you know, Rendezvous, they pulled it back.
Mhm.
I mean, Spectrum, what are they saying here? You know, play together. Don't take 1v1s.
Mhm.
Just be smart about it. You know, you're a team. This isn't a comp game. You have people here that you can speak to and say, hey, I want to fight this. Come fight this with me. Take advantage of that.
Yeah, and I think that was actually a pivotal piece in why they're actually coming out of a deficit in most of these rounds. Because Empty's taking a lot of these aggro fights, but it's alone. And usually in that Shower's position, you either see a Brimstone or an Initiator helping the Raze. Right? Whether it's with the smokes, a Molotov, a Stim Beacon, or just a flash. And Empty took a lot of solo engagements there, and losing that out before you get into the retakes, like early into the round, is really hard. Especially on Bind, too. This is a really hard map to retake.
I think it's one example of why, you know, you would prefer to have that Sky. Because you could have a Sky there flash out for you. It's a little harder with the Gecko. Not too much that he can do for you there.
You can see the game plan is late from Spectrum here, as they both rotate on the A site here.
Here.
Little flustered going into the rounds right now, and the pressure does start to mount because it's 11-5 here, so they're going to need to recover a lot of rounds right now to get back into this. And they don't have the guns to do it, but you see them posted up on these closer angles. Right now, the Trailblazer to come through. And Jewel, satchel towards backside here, and getting both. Landing them down, and right now the guns just weren't enough for Huggy Bear and Noob. But Bonchan left onto the site, and it's so awkward because they have the judge, and it's not a good position. Foe gonna catch him out after the Molotov comes through, and now, right now, Empty and Vision left in the clutch situation, and presumably a 12th round on the board for Rendezvous.
Last player standing.
That's it. Bringing this one down to map point, and this was Spectrum's map pick.
Match point.
But it was.
They're going on to 2 good maps for Rendezvous after this. I don't know.
And you can definitely see, you know, they put their practice here. They have a great idea for how to play this map. Just fall short, you know, Rendezvous. They win those aim battles. They play together really well. And those are just some things that Spectrum falls short on.
Yes, this should do.
Definitely proud of the effort, though, because the last time they went up against Rendezvous, they only got 3 rounds total out of 2 maps against Rendezvous. 3 rounds total. So getting 5 here, I mean, it shows that there were definitely some changes, but just wasn't enough to come across the finish line on map 1. But it's not over yet.
It's not over till it's over.
Yep.
Cage triggered.
They were going to land one of those shots on the Wild Ray, but it wasn't enough. But Vision is the second layer to this defense, and Jewel taking him down before he even gets a chance to follow up. Seeker's going to come through, and right now, it's already looking like the map loss here for Spectrum, as only 2 stand, and there's 4 on the side of Rendezvous.
Spike planted.
Paint shells to deny any early control there of defender spawn. And even the guiding light to come through to confirm the positioning. And right now, they're looking to go into this. The weight of the world on Huggy Bear and Noob. For the side of Spectrum. Jewel, first point of contact there. They do get that pick. And Ill Vision, last one left up there towards Hookah. Noob landing the shot on the Wild right here. Only 2 bullets left. Reload's going to come through, but right now the guiding light is in hand of Brigader Man. Molotov does come through. Taps onto the spike. Brigader Man with the peek. Almost the wall bang, and right now the shots come through from Noob, and he clutches it. A 1v4 against Rendezvous. No way he recovers that. Oh no! No!
Hackers.
It wasn't enough time!
0.01.
What? 0.01. Wow.
Wow, that was so close.
I could have
think he-
sworn he had that.
I thought so too.
Ouch.
That's gotta hurt a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Spectrum, you know, they were looking really good going into that game.
Mm-hmm.
I think their pistols are good. They need to lean on that.
Mm-hmm.
Lean on those pistols, get that economy up, prevent Rendezvous from getting guns, because once they get guns, it's over.
Agreed. I mean, even though that map and losing like that might be heartbreaking, at the same time, I mean, that was a confidence booster for Noob. Being able to play around like that against Rendezvous is really impressive. They're a very structured team, and they understand how to play, you know, around these post plants most of the time. So being able to get those kills there was really nice for him going into the second map, and hopefully that was a little bit of a silver lining and a taste of what he can maybe expect in his confidence on the next map.
Okay. I still can't believe 0.01 is crazy.
Yeah, that hurts. Speaking of 0.01, well, we're going to make it 5. 5 minutes, folks, and we will come back after this intermission. I see a chamber hover for his vision. Are we going to get it this time? I hope he doesn't bait this time.
I honestly, I want to see it. I want to see it. Jewel with a neon hover, please.
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 We talked about it before the series. We got to get it now. We have to.
Please.
No chamber.
Oh my god. We're
going to get it.
We're getting it.
Please.
Yes.
We got it. We got the neon. We got the neon. I love this right now. I'm a happy camper. I just became so much more happier with it. Wow. This is great. Now for the side of what intrigues me on the side of Spectrum though is you see that KO coming through. We don't see KO as much on Lotus. I think it's a really good pick, by the way, but what do you think about KO on this map?
I think, KO's never bad. KO, great util, great flashes, great info, the suppress, it's unmatched. But I feel like there's definitely a reason why you don't see KO too often. Lotus, on sites, lots of corners. Whenever you flash, you could easily, if you flash high, you're flashing your teammates. You flash low, you're not flashing much. You're not getting far. I do like the Gecko better. I like the Gecko a lot.
In that final pick there, folks, Hoagie Bear switched from Sova to KO there, so we did get the KO Gecko comp here. Interesting. Gecko KO. I actually really like that. I don't mind this, but we don't see this kind of comp a lot in low elo because it's a very difficult comp to play. I think KO especially is very hard to get value on, especially because of the flash bangs. I mean, you have to have lineups for those. You have to know really what you're doing with the placement of the knife and the cooldown of that. He's a very niche agent in that way, but you're right. You're absolutely right. He's a good solution for a lot of maps because he's kind of that end-all, be-all, get rid of the utility, and so you can just hit the site and take gunfights type of thing. So I think they're going to play into that for sure.
I think it'll be good for them if he can hit that suppress on Wild Ray, right?
Yes.
He is such, and honestly, Jewel too, that neon. Without their util, they're just whatever gun they have in their hand at the moment.
Yeah. That's a really good point you made too, actually, about because they know Wild Ray play chamber on this map, almost every map really, and so the point that you were making with the 0 point on KO, being able to throw that in spaces and find where that chamber is, honestly is going to be really good for them this map. I honestly think that pick might come out because of Wild Ray playing the chamber, so they're looking to shut him down and not play the same off angles he usually does, so he has a TP out before that knife lands. Yeah.
And if he stays, no headhunter, no TP.
Yep. Wow. So already kind of punishing Wild Ray.
Honestly, I love to see it. No offense to Wild Ray, but he's a good player and they need to punish him. I'm so excited to see the neon. That's who I'm watching.
Yep. And the thing is, we don't see Neon a lot on this map. I will say Team Heretics play this a lot on Miniboo. But just in general, you don't see Neon a lot on any map, really. So I'm excited to see how they play her, especially with the movement and everything.
Me too. And the outside of Rendezvous, Jules been asking a lot for me to let her play Neon, so she's got to show through today.
Yeah. Early space taken over there towards Rubble, but the attention's towards C, and right now, Killjoy utility coming through, and right now, Jewel very low into this take already. Fault line gonna come through, and the pacing is already so damn fast for Rendezvous. And Spectrum looking for a 5v5 retake already.
It's overwhelming.
Yep. Empty. Posted on the angle here. Looking for the first pick of the round there. And Baggeter Man gonna take her down.
The Gator Man.
Hit coming through here towards backside. Aldrone coming through, but Vision landing one ahead of it. And Vision with 2 picks onto the board here. And right now, the bodies are going down for the side of Rendezvous. Baggeter Man, low HP, trying to get the spam through the smoke. And Vision with 3 on the round here. And Nail Vision looking for the clutch here, trying to get Lil Bro off the spike. But Vision with 4 on the round is going to deny that. And Spectrum recovering another pistol.
Cover going out.
Exactly what we wanted to see from them. They needed this round.
Yep.
Now they have to be strategic in how they're going to play this next round. I feel like, you know, they have to make sure they're getting they can't let any of their guns go down.
Yeah.
And it's safe to assume Rendezvous is going to do another hard hit, right? Because they are on an eco. They're probably going to go B.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like they are. Something to be expected.
And there's that 0 point punishment we were talking about. Wildray's having a really hard time getting that lurk look that he usually gets towards A. When he sets his rendezvous here in A main and then just peeks out, they're denying him with that 0 point alone. So far looking to mitigate that lurk, but the hit is over here towards B. And you see Spectrum already have their eyes on this one.
I think it's a very common thing that we'll see from Rendezvous.
Mm-hmm.
Slightly predictable. Assuming that, you know, VOD review has gone through.
But he's re-aggressing on this lurk too. He's trying to find an opening before they even come into B. He's very aware that they have batted an eye this way, but right now, Bonchan's positioning, in my opinion, is what's the different maker right now. He's aware that there's pressure on both sides, and right now, this whole round leans on the value. Wildray is able to get in this position, and the flick comes through with the Headhunter, and that opens up the B hit for Rendezvous.
30 seconds left.
Still posted up onto the angle. Bonchan gonna punish him there. And Bogarderman gonna try to go for the peek here. Flashbang forces him off, and the flashpoint comes through to follow up. But Hoagie Bear gonna land the shot. And right now, 4v3 in favor of Spectrum. And there it is, Empty landing 2 kills of her own. And Vision to clean it up in a very quick 3K for the side of Spectrum. In a second round.
Great round. They played that very well. I definitely think, you know, whenever those two saw Wildray out there, they should have maybe invested a flash there to take him down earlier rather than later. But they did pick it back up. You know, they lost one, but they regrouped very well off of that. I'm loving this. I think the KO pick is really good, actually.
Focus now.
You know.
You see this round, he's even opting not to do that lurk here. Hit coming over here towards C and Empty. Posted up on this just like Pistol. Stun's gonna come through. Swarm grenades popped. And Empty still playing the site, and that's what they're looking for right now. And Empty gonna go for the engagement there with Jewel, but Jewel taking her down. Just hopping around the site. And look at this. Getting ahead of it here is 4. But look at Vision. He's aware that they're taking space because of those flashes there. Right now, backing off of the angle. They're keeping the space, but the Dizzy does not get the value. But there's 2 on the flank here on the side of Spectrum. And they're looking to come into this one right now. See them coming onto the angles together, and the fight is still over here towards Defender Spawn. And they're not letting go of the space. It's such a nuisance from Rendezvous right now. Getting ahead of this. And Noob getting a TP on the site. But Bogarderman gonna find his way into that one, and Hoagie Bear looking to flash onto the angle, try to get value with the Vandal, but he gets ahead of that one. And right now it's Vision trying to save the Vandal, and that he'll do.
Ooh, shutting down Jewel. So the one sad thing about Neon is she's very loud.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta go.
Rendezvous were able to pick that map up, or that round up. You know, they got their guns. Like I said earlier, once they get guns, pretty over. But I'm interested to see how this is going to play out now. Both teams having those guns.
Watch out.
Yeah.
Gotta go.
And once again, that same look that we got from last round with the quick control here of Mound. And Jewel posted into the angle. This time the alarm bot. But the swarm grenades come out ahead of the hit. Empty kind of has a read on the way this is going to come. And the stuns come from back sight. And the entry comes through from Jewel, but Empty's able to get away with her life. And as I say that, Foe coming through with the kill, and Noob, the last one left standing over there towards Waterfall, just goes down.
Spike planted.
And Lurk from Wildray is just going to confirm all of these positionings. And so far, Rendezvous have a pretty good pace going into these rifle rounds.
I win again.
Huggy Bear and Banchan to save the rifles here.
I'm out of here.
Eyes on target.
Going in around 5 here. Opening blood does come through from Wild Ray. And this time they're not looking to take this rubble control, so that enables him to take that space. And he's done this pretty consistently so far, Faye.
I mean, that KO being in a different positioning just kind of allowed him to take the space. Yep.
And he shuts another down too. And look at them, not even rotating to this. He's aware he's pulling rotations by getting these picks. So right now you see the hit going towards C site for Rendezvous. And there it is. This time no Killjoy utility to stop either. Shooting the mollies out. Full control taken here, but right now there's an extra layer that Spectrum have to look for going into this. They know there was a lurk over towards A. And even though we know that they're mound, Spectrum doesn't. So right now you see them playing very carefully around these angles. Shark Dart coming through to do some chip damage ahead of the retake here. But right now, Empty and Huggy Bear looking to make a go of this one. They're going to have to make it quick, though. Punished onto the angle, not aware he's exposed to ill vision there. And the rifle answers onto the head. And then Jewel following up with another. And there it is. A second on a round and a flawless there for Rendezvous.
I think right now is when, when that timeout comes through. That manager needs to be telling them, hey, you know, this chamber, this is a lurk. They don't push off of this lurk. I mean, it's if they do, it's quite rare. And I mean, you shouldn't be leaving. You shouldn't be rotating, right? Until you know for sure that no one else is outside of C. So I think that's kind of where that gecko comes into play. You know, he needs to be throwing that flash, finding that info. Just Rendezvous is looking really good. They're confident. What do you think?
Yeah, and I was going to say there's a pace switch we didn't quite get going into Bind, I think. So I like this early timeout. And you even called it too, right? As soon as they called it, you were saying they got a timeout here, and they did. I think that's exactly what they're talking about, is that pace change, but earlier this time. They waited very late to look for that in Bind. So I like to see that coming from them. Stop the bleeding early on.
I think also maybe investing an early smoke into that C, where or into that A, sorry. You know, where that chamber likes to lurk, might be worth it. You know, don't give him a pick. Maybe take some space. Yeah, and there's that smoke, that one way.
Yeah. And they're not even fighting for rubble either. But that smoke, you see Wild Ray playing careful around the corner. So it does apply pressure still. But Empty taking space over towards C, because they're aware that there's numbers at A. I like this proactivity from Spectrum right now. No noise to be heard. They're so deep right now. So deep on A, but the spike is outside of C. And Empty's the first point of contact to know that as well. Spike is rotating.
Empty hears
Yep.
them leaving. She falls back. She should follow them.
Yeah. Had info that no one else could have had. But the picks are still going on the side of Rendezvous right now, rather. And Vision trying to get out of dodge, but not going to be able to get that. And right now, the stun does come through. Relay bolts landing, but the shots for Vision are better. And right now, he's playing around this angle. He does have a paint shell in hand. Ill Vision posted up here. Paint shell's going to come through, and right now the round is much more possible because of those 2 picks. And the Thrash to come through right now, going to try to do the damage. And right now, Empty to come right on through. Not able to land the one on the Wild Ray. The gun recovery so quick from him, and right now Bonchan in a 1v2 scenario, understanding that one is tree. And he knows where both are off that one. Wild Ray coming into the angle. Bonchan hitting the flick here. And going into the 1v1 with Foe now. He's going to have to tap onto the spike to force the positioning out.
Hey.
Oh, he can't. His use button is picks that up too. He's going to have to rebind that one.
Yep.
Yep.
Unfortunate. That was an entirely winnable round.
Yeah.
I mean, great round from both teams. Just unfortunate that that Gecko util in the way. I like that we have the Gecko and Waterfall.
Let's play.
But it's thrown too early.
Mm-hmm. And them dodging it doesn't give them the full positionings though. But I mean, they hear it coming through.
Yeah, they hear it.
Yeah.
It's loud and proud.
Oh. Empty playing ahead of that waterfall smoke. Plan didn't look quite clear. Dizzy in hand, but you see the Spectrum want to go in fast on this one. They're already here as the plant's coming down, and here they are coming towards waterfall. Gunfight's coming through. Flashes in hand, and right now they're looking away into this one. And right now the utility stall is so good. And Wild Ray landing his tour de force on the Bonchan there. Jewel following up with a headshot, and that already forces Noob and Vision back to the save position. Looking to get some exits here. This is a massive high-low.
Oh.
Go.
There you go.
I like that position.
Yeah.
Great exit.
It's nice from Noob, too. He's really shined this series compared to last time.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, she's really just showing them what he's made of.
Mm-hmm.
We like to see that. I do think it's at the point where maybe, you know, maybe it's worth trying him on a different position.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think playing controller doesn't let people like shine sometimes. And I think he definitely has the potential to shine.
Look at this early take towards Mound, too, for Spectrum. And grab the orb here.
We do like to see that.
Yeah. And that gives him the null command, too, to go for the retake. So, see the game plan is pretty fleshed out this round. But Wild Ray's already up B. The crunch.
Here.
There it is. Null command can come through. And Wild Ray not able to land the shot, but Bonchan to kill him. And right now, Huggy Bear's got to go big, and he does not. Vision left onto the site. He's going to get out of dodge here. Empty with a late rotation. And they're not able to get that res onto the downed null command. So, Vision trying to find the value into this round. Going to do a lot of damage on Begatterman right there, but Satchel's right out. And Noob coming through from Waterfall. Recon sniff him out here, but reposition around it. And right now, the stall utility is just so good from Rendezvous. They're still playing the site, trying to get ahead of this one. And Wild Ray finding the value there. Empty. Gonna punish him off, though. And right now, if the positioning's on site, it's so hard to get into this one. There it is. Fast lane comes through, and Vision finding a kill there onto Vision. Bit of tongue twister that one, but the 3 bullets in hand. Gonna land the head on the Jewel, but Begatterman to close off the round. And a 6th on the board for Rendezvous into the map.
Again, just another great round from them. Everyone on Rendezvous is really pulling through. You know, they're doing what they need to. They're taking their fights. They're confident, and I think that's when they shine the most. You know.
Mm-hmm. I actually like that from Vision. You know, Spectrum are trying to get ahead of the plate in a lot of these rounds, so you see the Odin spam coming through. Not finding value just yet, but it is mitigating that option for them, though. Logray looking to be the difference maker over here towards C to bring the attention to this site. Vandal in hand. Out of range with his trademark, so he's very committed to this one right now, but there it is. First shot comes through, and Bond trying to get the trade. It makes things even temporarily into this round. Dark cover come through towards main, and right now the smoke's coming onto site. And there it is. Rolling Thunder invested into this one in Rendezvous. C-Site has their name all over it. And Jewel having fun with the neon. Now in this retake, they do have access to the Hunter's Fury for Rendezvous, so Spectrum are going to have to tap early here. And that Hunter's Fury is either going to come through for that lockdown, or they're going to go for the bomb tap. Oh, wow. But the from the shadows from Foe, though, punishes out that lockdown. So it looks like an anti-strat to come through there for Rendezvous. Very well done. Genius even. And Vision, Bonchan left onto the site, and right now Jewel landing the headshot. Dizzy does come through and lands, but Vision to follow up with the Odin. And 3 is left standing for Rendezvous, and 7 on the board.
So, do we mix it up?
Something specific that I noticed that round, right, is it's Bonchan throwing that molly once that breach hole comes through. In a standard, moment, that would be great. You throw that molly, you keep them off site. But here they have that neon just run through. Omen, TP across. So at that point, I would rather reserve that util and use it for retake. Smoke off main, molly main.
That's a good point. Definitely think with the dive potential of that comp, it does make that Molotov a lot harder to get value from. Presumably does, maybe split the team up on the take, but... And the shots are still coming through, though. And Spectrum landing onto it, but Vision going to even things out with that kill there. And right now it's empty. Looking to be the difference maker. Going to try to get the man advantage here. Side of Spectrum, but Foe sees the head right before he's done with the plant. Takes her down, and that in itself put them at the disadvantage in this round. But we have a From the Shadows and a Showstopper to use, so 2 very creative ultimates in the hands of Spectrum going into this. Recon Bolt gonna dodge it. But the positioning is just so good. They're not giving them 1v1s here.
Right there.
Out of charges.
Aldrone to come through. Confirms where both are. The Aftershocks come through, and Noob trying to get ahead of it. The flash comes through, but disorients him while he's spraying. And Vision. Shock dart is landing. Yep. I love Vision for that.
Right here.
Placing alarm bot.
Off the wall there.
Yeah. And there's another layer to this too. Odin coming through, and this time Wild Ray. Tip of the spear. Gonna get confirmed here, and right now empty on the site, and there it is. Gonna be the high gear to going through back sight, and right now Empty going down, and that was the only opportunity that they had to anchor this site. And the flash comes through to support the ultimate coming through here towards defender spawn. Left on 20 HP, and another flash. And right now, they're staying so ahead of this right now. I love the proactivity from Rendezvous in each and every one of these retakes. And Bonchan already caught out with the trademark, so they're aware of that positioning. And they take them down because of it. And it's just Vision and Huggy Bear left.
Last player standing.
Foe. 3 on the round, making light work of these kills here. And there's 4, and a flawless for Rendezvous. They're starting to really run away with this one, Faye.
Last round before the switch.
I mean, great round from Foe. I mean, nothing that I could say wrong from that. I think Spectrum, you know, I want to see them pull this round out. I want to see a 9-3 here, you know. Get that 9-3 curse going.
Activate the curse, yeah.
Do I think it's possible? They have Showstopper, they have Thrash, they have From the Shadows. It is entirely possible as long as they play together and they're smart about their retakes. And they left C completely open.
Standing ahead.
Yep. Looks like they were trying to go for a read here.
Let's play.
But Rendezvous committing to the C site does take the value out of that. 0 point was invested, but they knew they were there, so a little early on that piece of utility, so they won't have that coming into this one. And the fragment to go into the plant spot.
But it misses.
Yep. But Empty and Noob coming into this retake through the door there. And Wild Ray gonna land the headhunter. Tour de Force peeked out, but the shot missed. Uncharacteristic from Wild Ray. And Empty taking him down. But Illvision to get him traded out. And right now, Bonchan with the Thrash through this door. Gonna try to open up an opportunity for this team. And the Showstopper in the hands of Vision. Huggy Bear taking him down, but Illvision tucked into the corner is able to take him down before he can shoot it. And right now, the pressure mounts around that they need coming out of this half. And it's only Huggy Bear versus 2. Left down to 10 HP. And Jewel. That's it.
Nowhere to run.
Switching sides.
Wow, Foe is making a big difference in this game right here. No, I think Lotus is his playground, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, you know, obviously, I'll say it again, Spectrum needs to win this pistol round. How they want to do that? Figure out where the stack is, right? Because they know Rendezvous always has a stack somewhere.
0 point lineup going over there towards A. To maybe help this lurk for Empty. While the attention's over towards Mound. Looking for Empty to take some sort of engagement here, but Wild Ray is going to hear that. He's playing the same position that he played in that pistol against Ultralight as well. He's getting value in it once again. So you're not very aware. He likes to play in that position during the pistol round. But with 3 here on the side of C, it makes it so difficult. And what's nice about this too is they didn't fight for that mound control. So they don't even know there's so many here. And Vision coming onto the site is not aware of the positioning back site, but Bonchan following up with 2. My Classic does not do that. Going into the 3rd, and he gets it. And all of a sudden, this round is so possible, but they're so low. Such nice shots from Bonchan, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. Wild Ray looking for the spam, and he gets it. The wall bang to take down the spike, and right now Bonchan on 35 HP in a Classic. Looking to make a 2v1 happen against Wild Ray and Illvision. 1v2 rather.
30 seconds left.
And Wingman not going to be used for the plant here. Trying to siphon out the information, but Wild Ray creeping around. And there it is.
Shame you have to die. You're not part of my bigger picture.
Some nice shots there from Bonchan, honestly.
I mean, wonderful round from him. Unfortunate, you know, they did end up losing the round, but it was great nonetheless. I mean, through with the Classic, I think you said it and I'll say it again. My Classic does not do that. I'll be right clicking and not a single bullet hits.
And this time, Wild Ray taking a little more of an aggressive approach to this rubble.
And continuing.
Yep. And they hear the hit coming towards B. Just confirms all the information. There's so much confidence going into these plays. And you see the recon bolt lineup coming through. But Foe landing 2 onto the round already. And that's also spiked down. So it becomes so awkward for Spectrum going into this one. And the shots are labored there, not able to land it on the jewel. A flawless there for the side of Rendezvous. An ill vision with a shock dart kill on the teammate. I didn't even see that.
No, MD needs to be careful not to leave the radius of her turret. Once that turret goes down, they have no info there. Wildray's switching it up. He's on C now.
Dizzy to come through and land, but he stays ahead of it. Very confident play there from Wild Ray. It's lower HP, uses the Rendezvous to get out of dodge, and right now, you see them activating this pressure over towards A with that information. So a good look from Spectrum so far. Checking off the boxes here and keeping control of the C mountain space. And right now, Rendezvous are in a slightly tight corner here. And you see the pressure being applied right now. But the spike is still over towards C, and Noob is all the way in defender spawn. And I don't even think they know this either.
Foe, didn't see him.
Jewel looking to come onto the angle. Gonna take him down though, but they're not gonna take the C site. Trying to rotate into B here. It's a bit of a surprise, this play right now, because with the information they gathered, I would assume they went C, but rotating back over here towards A. Big Adderman, 24 HP and a Spectre in hand.
Right there.
Gonna try to make all of the difference in the round, and you see him pinging and calming to his team that the noise is coming through. And right now, I don't know if they're gonna check the angle, and they don't. Huggy Bear gonna go down with the utility in hand, and he's calling out that both are going through the door here. Stun comes through, and right now the round becomes... Yeah, it becomes so much more difficult. Wingman coming through. Not able to grab the plant. And that's it. That's the series. Nicely done from Rendezvous. Clean fashion, 13-2.
I mean, still that's 7 rounds from Spectrum in total. That's over double what they got last time.
Yeah.
Oh, it's an improvement. And at this point, that is the most that we can ask from them. You know, it's just improvement.
Yep.
Happy that we get to see that.
Yeah. And with that series, it actually does put them in the LCQ territory. So Spectrum are going to look to fight through it. And Operatives have already joined them. So we have Operatives and Spectrum in the LCQ so far. Group B still undecided, but it's looking like it's going to be ILH. Right now they're 0-2, so yeah.
I definitely think ILH will be there.
Yeah. I think after this series, this is definitely a time for Spectrum to go back to the drawing board and decide what they want to do in the LCQ, because that is your last chance, literally, to come into the playoffs and to stay into this tournament. So I'm excited to see what they show going into that LCQ position, because every team in there has struggled in the group stage to find any sort of success. And I mean, Operatives still have one match left, but because they're 0-3, it doesn't give them a chance to even land a second place in that group. And the same is said today for Spectrum with that series loss. So the preparation is going to have to come through.
I think, you know, ILH, I mean, they're a great team. You know, they play great. I think just a little less, you know, practice and experience in this kind of setting. So I do think that we're going to see them in LCQ. Now, I will say, I think that they're a pretty good team. And I could see them doing well in LCQ. But also, with the way that things are going for Spectrum, if they keep improving at this rate, they have a really good chance.
Yeah. Agreed. And definitely a heartbreaking loss there, but honestly, there's silver lining, and that's the fact that they, and as you said it, over doubled the amount of rounds they got last time against Rendezvous. So that's definitely a good look. And I also think that this series was really good practice for them too, because going into the LCQ, they're going to need that kind of practice, right? They're going to need to know what to do against these teams that are already secured their playoff spot. I mean, with this, the opposite can be said. Rendezvous secured their playoff spot with this win right here, with being 3-0 in this group stage so far. So, being able to go down to a team like that, I mean, I definitely wouldn't be upset about that kind of loss, because I think Rendezvous are definitely a top 2 team in this tournament. So it gives Spectrum a really good look at what to expect going into that LCQ, because the opponents are going to be a lot easier.
I also agree. I agree. You know, I think Rendezvous is definitely a top competitor. I am a little curious how they will fare against teams in other groups, right? Because they have played twice against Spectrum, and of course, it's no hate towards Spectrum. Just, you know, they have less experience. They are a lower ranked team, so controversially, they are probably one of the easiest teams to play against right now. And Rendezvous are doing great, but it leaves me to wonder, how are they going to do whenever they face a team that's better than Spectrum?